This week on Scam School, 4 different card flourishes to make you look like you have talent, but you actually will have talent. So, wait, how's that a Scam School episode? When you reach your hand into a pile of goo and pull out this episode, thank Netflix. If paying for your own beers had a face, we'd punch it. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the streets. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and for a long time, people have been asking me for more advanced card trick stuff. And of course, you gotta learn the fundamentals. So bad news is you're gonna have to do some practice on these, but the good news is you can look like an actual card sharp by learning some awesome flourishes. This is me flourishing at a rave. I can taste color. All right, you guys, Frank, Chad, are about the perfect people to pick for this kind of thing. I wanted people who had been on Scam School before, who are pretty hip to magic in general, because by now, most of the people watching Scam School are looking for more advanced scams. But of course, most of what we do, we want it to be dead simple, where anyone can try it at the bar. So we're gonna talk about some fundamentals when it comes to handling cards here. This is all stuff that you're gonna wanna practice, but as you practice, you're gonna look more and more like a badass each time. So here's what I want to start things off with, is the most simple thing is the fan. And what most people don't realize is it really matters the condition of your deck. So if you just want to spread the cards, let me see you guys do just a simple fan. See, oh no, show this. You show your fan.
I must hide.
Because that's the way, that's not bad.
That's okay.
That was pretty good.
So I'm like,
and that's,
hey, I'm a
that's a little bit.
magician. Yeah.
Here's what you want on the fan. Number one, it really matters the conditions of the cards. If you're using the same deck for more than 3 years, it's not gonna fan well. Also, there's a reason that you see most magicians using, if not Bicycle brand, then at least cards from the US Playing Card Company, because they've got the air cushion finish or a few other finishes that make it really easy to spread the cards.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is good. These are all good to see because both of you guys, you have a decent spread there, if not totally regular. This one's a little more regular. But look at this giant bulk that you have.
Yeah.
The thing about a standard spread, a standard fan, is that it's a timing issue. You've got to be able to sort of feel the roll. It's like you're rolling your finger over the top of it. And it's one of those things that you just got to, if you think of it as a timing thing, much better. So you still have a clump on this side.
Yeah.
So I want you to think of it, that's better, except you're leaving more at the bottom. Also, the other thing I noticed is the size. If most people...
Oh wait, where are you putting your thumb in?
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
If you put your thumb over the angel there, you're gonna get a very small spread.
Okay.
In fact, there's a magic effect called the diminishing deck where you increasingly keep fanning it closer and closer to the middle until there's nothing left.
Okay.
So what you wanna do is, I put it right on the head of the angel, on the outside. You don't want it so far. I mean, I guess you could grab the heart on the outside.
Yeah, I was like on the corner there.
But then it gets harder to control.
Now, and your finger stays, like for me, I was like sort of like sliding my thumb down.
No. You don't want to move your thumb at all.
So that's almost like an axle.
You should pretend that there's like a drill went right through and there's a nail holding it in place. And then that's the pivot around which it turns all the way around. I hold it between my, if you picture right between my ring finger and my middle finger, and on the other side is my thumb, and I push down really hard with my thumb. I want my thumb to be the pivot point that holds it. And then I start it with the tip of my finger all the way down at the bottom. And then just raise it up as I spin it around. And if you do it as a timing thing, then you're gonna get a nice even spread. Now already you guys are improving immensely just in the last few minutes. Any questions about that one?
No, I just need to practice.
All right, this is the part of the show, and this is how this always go down. I say you guys should get Netflix. You can sign up for a free 30-day trial, watch all the movies you want, and you don't even have to pay for it if you don't want to sign up for the service. And then I mentioned that they can stream to your Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, your PS3, your mobile handheld devices, your computer, it doesn't matter. And then I get the phone calls. Ring, ring, hello, and it's some Brito saying, "Hello, Governor. I understand that you need to support your scam schools, but there's no Netflix in the UK. Click. I say to you, sir, now there is. Go to netflix.co.uk/scam school and you can sign up for the free trial and support us overseas." Oh wait, I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. Ring, ring, ha ta ta ta. Oh, Brian, I love your Guinness references, but I'm afraid there's no Netflix in the Ireland as well. I'm gonna piss off the Irish too. So head on over to netflix.ie/scam school and you can support us and you get all the free freaking stuff that you want. It's amazing. Netflix. Even with a crappy deck of cards, you can still make a good fan by doing something a little more advanced called the pressure fan. Now, the difference is you'll see that in a regular fan, wherever your thumb is the pivot point, so you get a relatively small fan. With a pressure fan, you get a wider fan because the pivot point is actually outside of the deck. You're gonna pivot the deck around your thumb. Oh, well, if you do it properly, it should look like that. You get a much bigger, much wider fan, and in fact, a perfect pressure fan, you're able to see every single pip of every single card.
Yeah, they were all there. I counted.
You can, there we go, something like that, something a lot
That looks
more.
awesome.
Exactly. What you want to do is, first of all, you don't want to hold it as a block. I put a lot of tilt on it, almost like I'm pre-spreading them like that. You can see it's leaning over very heavily. Okay? With my right middle finger, I place it so that the left side and right side of my right middle finger touches the beginning and end of the deck. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
With
And your
my
tilt depth is like a finger width.
Yes, correct. My tilt depth is a finger width. That's a good way to put it. And my bottom right thumb is right there on the corner. My index finger kind of goes on top to give a bow, just like this. In your mind, I want you not to think about the thumb or the spread. I want you to think of your left thumb as just a placeholder. It's just there to hold all these in place, and your right hand is doing all the work. It's going to release. You're going to feel it go as you go
Feels
forward.
way different than what I was doing before.
Right? So you're going to feel it.
Yeah, you can actually
feel
the cards.
You can feel the cards springing.
jumping.
Yes,
Yeah.
it should feel the analog of doing
Yeah.
that. You should feel that.
Yeah. And when it falls out, it falls into the fan.
Yeah, this is correct. So if you do it
that's
right,
interesting. Is this thumb applying, like right now, what I'm having problems with?
no.
is I'm keeping,
This thumb is not in the picture at all.
Okay.
It's just there to act as a floor. It doesn't squeeze. It doesn't grab.
Oh, okay. So step one.
Step
tilt.
one, you got to give the tilt. Step
Step
two,
two,
you
finger
make sure
placement.
you want the finger placement. Your middle finger is over the slant. Your left finger or your index finger's ready to go. That looks really good. Okay. So now remember, your thumb is there just in the crook to catch it. Now you're over it. You want to be under it.
Ooh. Say it again.
Look what I'm doing with my thumb.
Oh, what?
It's underneath it, exactly, right? The idea is that the thumb is the cradle, and this is going to dance around the thumb. And the thumb's there too. Oh, you've got it. You've got it. You got
Whoa,
it. You got it. It's
okay,
getting
okay,
away.
okay.
Did you feel the difference now?
So yeah, so that cradle, does the thumb move from there to the top?
it
to
does.
keep
Here,
it in
you watch
place?
me. You watch me. We're going to do this up close, right? And then,
Gotcha.
so it's like it slides along and it ends up, it moves from the cradle into pinching the bottommost card.
It's better. Okay,
is.
so one thing is I've never done one of these before, and I feel like that, I don't know what it's called, but because this motion is so indicative of tossing these fans into your other hand.
Right. You're talking about like
That's
this
what I
thing
was
right there.
thinking that I should practice. Yeah.
Okay, no, and the two are very related because for a pressure fan to work, it's the same kind of timing thing. You got to build up the muscle memory with your fingers to know how to release the cards in a steady rhythm
Yeah.
to get something like this. Now, there's two different ways you can do it. One, I see most people doing this. They grab the cards, they riffle it, they pinch them into a bowed bridge like this, and then they use the tips of their fingers to regulate how fast they riffle out. Like you're doing right there, Frank. There you go. I find it's more difficult to regulate it very precisely because you're doing all the work just in your fingers with how they're bowed. I feel like something a little more natural is to regulate everything between your thumb and the forefinger. So I actually go backwards. This also has the advantage of, whereas going forwards, you risk it shooting all forward. If you go towards your body, you can sort of, when you first practice, you can make a cradle with your belly like that, exactly. And then,
So wow, that's actually way easier now that I practiced the first one.
right, exactly. So now, and in fact, what I'll also do is instead of just grabbing the back of the card, I'll grab the corner so that you have a more precise surface to regulate how they fall down.
I feel like I'm destroying these cards. I'm sorry, cards.
No, this is important, and actually, people don't realize people have this idea that they're going to have the one deck of cards and that's going to be their deck or whatever. You need to buy cheap cards. You need to go to Walmart and get a bunch of these for $2 a piece and go through like 4 of them. You should eventually be up to a pack a day. Your habit. It's like I'm telling, go out and smoke is what I'm trying to say. But it's like, seriously, you should destroy cards and then move on to the next thing. Just to wrap things up, here's a practical way that you guys can use some of the flourishes that we've talked about. First of all, go ahead and I will use a pressure fan to encourage you to select any card in the entire deck. All right, don't let me see it. You got it?
Good card. Good,
all right, here you go.
choice.
Save it or put that back in. Now, obviously, we've talked about a bunch of this other stuff. We've shown you how to control cards before. But let's say, for discussion's sake, you control the card down to the bottom of the deck. So let me guess, that's your card, right?
Yep.
And it's the only card in the entire deck. All you have to do for this is, instead of do the traditional fan with the pip side out, if you do it backwards, you see.
Oh, wow, you have a lot of play with that.
Yeah,
wow.
absolutely. And in fact, for example, let's say you had just one face down, you could actually show that the whole deck goes blank, except for one card. Wow. But basically all I'm doing is I'm pitching just the upper left hand. You could even, theoretically, hold on, let's do this. If you put an ace or something on there, you could do this and be all like, look, it's a totally blank deck. Whoa. Here, I'll teach you one more flourish. We'll wrap things up here. Here's what I want you to do. Split the cards about in half, and we will wreck our cards doing it. I want you to bow it super, super fast. Not ruining it, but like, look at that.
Boom. Boom.
Like that. There you go. So now you got a big old bow one way. Take the rest and bow them the other way. And now, if you line the cards up and press them in, so they start to, and sort of work them back and forth, they'll interweave with each other.
Does it need to be perfect, or?
No, it doesn't need to. Now push them all the way in together. All right, get ready. And then.
I kind of screwed up my barrel shuffle down.
That's
here.
all right. Here, tuck those all in.
Mine looks a little more like the NBC logo.
That's it. You got more of a peacock.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I feel like we should be eating onion rings out of this.
That's the awesome. Look, we'll teach you guys a whole bunch of other stuff, but the important thing is, like, people are looking for more advanced stuff, and then you got to learn the fundamentals. So learn how to do the fans, learn how to do the pressure fan, learn how to spring the cards, and learn how to do the awesome peacock. That's what we'll call it, Frank's peacock.
Ooh, that's gonna go bad on
That was named after Frank.
So this week we got something different. You got 4 different moves to practice. Your regular fan, your pressure fan, your backwards fan, and that crazy peacock flourish. And I want to see how you guys do with them. I want to see you improve over time. So write me and send me pictures of how you're doing with your pressure fans at Brian@Revision3. You guys can work together over at the forums at scamschool.tv. And do me a favor, please do not forget, the Scam School book, Volume 1 is out. It is gigantic, huge, 80+ tricks, all my favorite parts from Scam School, with links to the episodes, over an hour of audio behind-the-scenes commentary, 40 videos, living illustrations, 150+ photos and counting. We have put so many hours of effort into this thing. I think you guys are really going to dig it, and make sure to tell your friends. Next week, you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to learn how to hack your refrigerator's water dispenser and trick it into giving you beer. Wait, wouldn't you just hook up a keg to it? It's not a hack. There's kegs in here. I'm gonna get kegs. Excuse me, there's beer in here.
Oh. Epic party fail.
All right, now here's an important moment. Do not, this happens when you practice. Cards will go flying everywhere. What you must not do is just grab them or try to claw your fingers underneath them, because that's what warps them and makes them even harder to deal with. The right way to clean up after cards is to take each one, get the dust off, and then use it to scoop up the next one. That way you won't have bendy cards